Inspector Pirbright and Sergeant Love were observers at the burial of Harold Caribet, which was attended by some of Flaxborough's leading citizens.
Departed. We therefore commit his body to the ground, earth to earth, ashes to ashes,
including Marcus Gwill.
Witness whereof I hereunto set my hand this 26th day of etc. etc.
Harold Caribet willed his money not to his wife, but to Marcus Gwill, his next-door neighbour.
So, as I understand it, Marcus, you are to receive the bulk of my husband's estate.
My dear Helen, what can I say? I had no idea.
Sometime later, Gwill was found electrocuted at the foot of a pylon, with a burn mark in the shape of a daffodil on his hand. He'd been in the habit of putting mysterious advertisements in his newspaper.
If you don't mind, sir.
Pirbright asks George Lintz, who is Gwill's nephew, to show him the replies coming in the week following Gwill's death.
I'd be grateful, sir, if you would look to the replies yourself when they come in, and then pass them on to you.
Well, that being the case...
Pirbright has discovered that Gwill, on the night of his death, was visited by 3 worried men. Rodney Gloss, his solicitor,
the home of Marcus Gwill,
Dr. Hilliard, and Jonas Bradlaugh, the undertaker.
We can pick it up later when this fuss about Gwill's died down.
Cannot and it needn't. Get that into your head, man.
Gwill asked for what he got, by God he did.
I'll not see it all finished after what we've put into it.
Well, they must have all been involved then. I mean, one could hardly have knocked him up for that, the other one's knowing about it.
3 men, all friends of the victim. The first one's scared. The second one's got a leaky alibi. And the third breathes whiskey fumes and gives out portentous Caledonian grunts.
Why would they want to kill him?
You know, Sydney, I've been wondering that. I'll tell you one thing. We are dealing with a conspiracy. And conspiracies are dreadful things to sort out. Oh, God, they're maddening.
You do see, don't you, my boy, the sooner this business is cleared up, the better. There is doubtless some quite simple explanation which eludes us.
I fully appreciate that, sir. No one wants discredit hanging over the town.
Yeah, do sit down, Pirbright.
Oh, thank you, sir. On the other hand, it is my duty to advise you that my inquiries so far have all tended to strengthen the case for supposing that Mr. Gwill was in fact murdered.
Well, I have, of course, read your notes. It's quite obvious to me, reading between the lines, that you suspect murder by conspiracy. Well, I hate conspiracies.
There is one other person, sir, that seems to be involved in the business some way or another. Mrs. Caribet. It's almost certain that she was Gwill's mistress.
Oh, come now. Are you quite sure about that?
Well, that is the consensus of opinion, I'm afraid, sir.
Opinion? Now, be honest, Pirbright. You've always had a down on that woman. Well, ever since those wretched inquiries into her husband's business affairs. And let's face it, you didn't get very far at all with that one, did you, my boy?
I was hardly likely to, sir, considering the books had disappeared, the owner was dead, and the widow suddenly paralysed with ignorance.
Yes, well, it was probably just as well. Wouldn't have done the town much good, you know. But you're not really suggesting that she might have had a hand in this fellow's murder, are you?
Well, sir, she says that she was away at the time. I think that a further examination would be rewarding.
Further these affairs are so damnably unpleasant. I don't know. I don't know how you can bring yourself to do it, Pirbright. Really, I don't. Why can't it all be like when old Mrs. Donovan was shot by Hargraves, the pet shop man? Oh, he was the perfect gentleman, poor Hargraves. He walked along to the police station, handed over his revolver. He'd put it in a clean paper bag, I remember. Confessed as nicely as you like, and put 8pence in the boot and shoe fund box. He used to keep that shop of his a perfect picture, you know.
Yes, indeed he did, sir. Well, I'll let you know what reaction we get, if any, sir, to the advertisements in the newspaper.
Aye, but we are being kept busy, aren't we? It's amazing, isn't it, Pirbright, how many odd little things go on under the surface in a place like this?
Yes, sir, isn't it?
Very well, then. When do you think we can expect an arrest, my boy? Or would that be telling?
Hey! Come and have a look at what I found.
Don't froth.
Sorry.
If there's one thing as embarrassing as a sentimental lawyer or a muscular clergyman, it's a demonstrative copper. Now, what are you on about?
There.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed, Sidney. One electrified daffodil.
Mind you, electrocution's a pretty dodgy old way of going about trying to kill someone.
Oh, I'm not so sure, Sid. If you can make sure your victim's nicely earthed, a shot of ordinary mains current can be as effective as a cannonball.
If?
You know, the first time we came here, I was convinced it hadn't rained. And yet this path was full of puddles. Now perhaps we know why, Sid, eh? Insurance, Sidney. Insurance. Aha. A clue.
A piece of electric cable. How convenient.
The question is, which house did it lead to? Gwyl's or Caribet's? You check Gwyl's place. I'll go and bully the Merry Widow.
How nice of you to come. Oh, yes, I know you promised, but promises are so very fragile, aren't they?
It's only fair to tell you that this is not a social call.
Oh, come now, Inspector. All calls are social if those who make them have the grace to keep their real purpose to themselves until the kettle boils. Won't you take off your coat?
Thank you.
You know, I've had no one to talk to here since the man came to read the meter last week, and his conversation was limited, to put it mildly. He'll take the gentleman's coat, would you?
Oh, thank you.
I suppose he has to save his breath to stoop into all those little cupboards and things.
You seem to be managing fairly smoothly, Mrs. Caribet, on your own, that is. I must say I admire you for it.
Oh, that's very gallant of you, Inspector. But you should reserve your admiration for my late husband's insurance company. I take no credit.
Financial independence doesn't necessarily make widowhood easier to bear.
Doesn't it?
I would have thought the lack of companionship were the hardest part.
Oh, dear. How very Marjorie Proops. What are you after? A confession of my awful goings-on with the gentleman next door?
No. What I'm after is the murderer of the gentleman next door.
Yes, I suppose you are. You do know I can't help you, don't you? I know nothing at all. I wasn't even here at the time.
You saw Mr. Gwyll quite frequently, I believe.
I used to call on him occasionally, as a neighbour, to cheer him up or something.
And then you were being facetious about those awful goings-on.
I can be as facetious as I like about matters of which you're unlikely ever to be the wiser.
Mrs. Poole might have given me a very clear idea as to your relationship.
A half-witted old servant.
Come now, Mrs. Caribet. You and Mr. Gwyll were more than just pally neighbours now, weren't you?
All right. Let's say, just for the hell of it, that I admitted to what that dreadful woman would call the worst. Just how would it help you?
It might help me find a motive for what seems to be a singularly pointless crime.
Now, Inspector, widows don't provide motives, except sometimes for other men's wives.
Sometimes they provide motives for themselves. I'm sure they're not proof against being discarded, scorned, dishonoured, that sort of thing.
And how would you suggest this poor widow avenged her dishonour, Inspector, when she wasn't even in the town at the time?
Oh, no, you say you were in Hereford.
Shropshire. The Lads County, you know.
At a pub called the Brink of Discovery.
I fancy its proprietor would prefer you to call it an inn, but at least you have the name right, another.
Oh, thank you. Did Mr. Gwyll ever tell you about the possibility of his having an enemy? What was his opinion of the men who I presume were his friends? Mr. Gloss, for instance.
Gloss was his solicitor. He had quite a high opinion of him, I believe.
Dr. Hilliard?
I really couldn't say.
Mr. Bradlaugh?
They were on good enough terms, I believe.
And there was no one, apart from those three, who were on close terms with him.
Not since my husband died. Always accepting his guilty association with me, of course.
Did the two of you share an interest in furniture by any chance?
Furniture? Do you mean, did we do carpentry together?
Never mind. I have no right to ask you this at the moment, but would you be willing to show me around your house?
I can't for the life of me think why I should, but...
Well, thank you, Mrs. Caribet.
Not at all.
Oh, there is one thing. In the guest room, there is a small travelling case, shaving kit and so on.
They were my husband's.
Ah. Anything?
The whole place needs rewiring. I reckon it would go up sky high if you put any load on it. How about you?
No obvious connection. You see what I mean? Brink of discovery. Brink. No, it's the only one listed. Well, you know, how long she stayed there. If she stayed there, did she talk to anyone? Telephone, you know, that sort of thing. No, Caribet. C. No, E-A-T. Mrs. Helen Caribet. Yes, if you would. Either myself or my sergeant. Yes, Detective Sergeant Love. O-V-E. Yes, isn't it? Hmm?
Dear sir, in response to your ad, I shall be pleased to call Tuesday at 7:45 p.m. to see goods as specified, brackets, Japanese antique Newell, comma, ebony, brackets, and enclose cash entitling me to first refusal of same. If inconvenient, kindly send card, yours faithfully, H.L. Bird, 14 Bertley Avenue.
Bird. Isn't that the agricultural machinery fella?
Yeah. I wouldn't have suspected old Harry Bird of interest in that direction. What do you make of the money? £20 every time.
Apparently that's the standard rate.
Dear sir, re your advert in this week's issue. I wish to inspect goods on Thursday evening at 8 sharp. For preference, superior antique lampstand, but would consider Japanese oak antique Newell. Deposit here with yours truly, N. Smith, Derwent Vale, Pawnee Road. Who's N. Smith, do you reckon?
Well, if it's that address, it's Councillor Herbert Smiles. A doubly cautious buyer of antiques, it would seem. Deals with box numbers and still uses a false name.
Cunning old councillor.
R. Ockham. Newsagents in Harbour Road. Accommodation address, no doubt. When you don't like the lot, Sid, seal them up again and send them off to Lintz. Then we'll wait and see who makes the collection.
I must say, you're showing a lot of faith in Mr. Lintz.
Oh, I don't know. Lintz might be fly. I very much doubt if he had a clue as to what Gwill was really up to. Right. Now, let's see this lot here. Quite the social register.
If they're genuine.
Oh, the addresses are real enough. That's the first point to consider.
How do you mean?
Well, the assumption is that the business, whatever it is shady. Now, all these respectable citizens must know that, and yet they're still prepared to pass over their cash using genuine names and addresses.
Which suggests confidence.
Yeah, right. You can be sure that this means of communication, doing business, whatever, has been used over a long period. They trust it. Perhaps it's a game they play for some little element of risk or excitement.
Not much excitement in a town like this.
Precisely. And we all need a bit of excitement, don't we, Sid? Now, dates and times.
All in the evenings, and all during this next week.
Anything else?
7 to 9. They all fall between 7 and 9.
Do they? Perhaps those are the recognised antique viewing hours, eh?
What the heck's an antique Japanese Newell?
Well, Newell's a post, isn't it? Something to do with a staircase.
Seems to be quite a glut of them.
An old flourishing business, do you think? Or perhaps imported illegally from Japan.
Look, how about this? Carved hardwood letterbox, Old English. I wouldn't mind one of those myself.
£20. Always £20. Why?
Probably what you said, a standard deposit.
Oh, don't talk wet. You don't put a deposit on something you haven't even seen. Well, these fellas aren't after antiques. From what I know of them, I couldn't tell a Queen Anne leg from a barmaid's elbow. They all have one thing in common, though.
Yeah, money.
Yes, exactly, money. And respectability.
Well, 4 of them are on the council, if that counts for anything. And, 9 belong to the country club.
Well, so does the chief constable. That should make them unimpeachable.
Look, I know it sounds corny, but what about blackmail?
Oh, Sid. The whole town knows that Gwill is dead by now. Rather than posting off their 20 quids, they'd be out celebrating.
All right, bring a couple of them in and find out what it's all about.
No, not just yet. Who on that list doesn't know you? Wouldn't recognise you as a heavy-footed copper?
Oh, there's Ledbetter here.
No.
He lives nearly opposite a sister of mine. I've seen him a couple of times, and I'm sure he wouldn't know me.
Good. Tail him, Sid. His appointment's 8:15, Tuesday. Best make a day of it.
Japanese Newell Post. No. Antique pewter tankard. No. Pewter antique tankard. Pewter and...
Inspector Burbright, the letters have just been collected. Yes, I do know who collected them. Or rather, I know his employer. And so do you, Inspector.
I wonder if you can tell me how you came by it.
It was in with the rest of Gwill's things. I was going through them as his solicitor, of course. I found this ticket and had the replies collected, which is just as well, as there was a certain amount of money involved.
And then you opened the letters?
Of course.
Did you form any conclusion as to their contents?
None whatever. Antique furniture? No, I've no idea.
And the money?
Total of £280.
Which will be returned to the sender.
Senders? Presumably.
You said that Gwill was involved in some shady business. Do you think this could be it?
Selling antiques? I would hardly have thought so.
No, neither would I. Who was that fellow you saw on the landing?
Stamper. Bert Stamper.
What, the farmer?
Yeah, gentleman farmer, according to him, yes.
Ah, yes, here we are. HS 730. Sideboard. Mahogany and beech sideboard. Obviously after the heavy stuff. You didn't happen to chip up on a sideboard or anything such like, did you?
There was nothing at all like that. It was more like, well, part of a hospital or a clinic.
Yet you say you know the woman?
Professionally, yes. Mrs. Shooter. Janet Shooter, I think it was. I was beat bashing in those days, and she was listed with some others for entertaining sailors in that place in Broad Street.
Down by the harbour?
Used to be more knocking shops than telegraph poles down there at one time. Anyway, thanks to our wonderful watch committee, it was all cleaned up when they stopped operating.
You say you didn't know this big fella that was coming out of one of the cubicles?
No.
And yet he winked at you?
Yeah. Quite friendly, he seemed.
A wink. Now, what does that suggest? Sharing of a joke? A lark, you might say? Something pleasant, perhaps? Risky? Pleasantly scandalous? But not desperately conspiratorial?
Oh, no.
No. Or could it have been the wink of purely medical commiseration for fellow candidates for boil lancing or colonic irrigation?
He didn't look as if he had anything wrong with him. He looked very pleased with himself.
So what we could say, it was the recognition of one man of the world for another.
I've no idea, I'm sure.
No, you haven't, have you? You know, Sid, your mother did a good job on you.
Hey?
Now, listen. All right. Oh, thanks. Our chief constable is on his way up here.
No, what does he want?
Probably just passing, I should imagine. On his way home from a meeting of the Friends of the Flaxborough Cathedral. These cubicles, had they been up long, do you know?
I shouldn't think so. They look like conversions, not brand new, but recent.
Well made?
Well, I don't know much about carpentry, but they look solid enough. Sort of, semi-permanent.
Who do we know that does joinery in his spare time?
Oh, lots of people, I should think.
Now, come on, think, Sid. A well-known local craftsman.
Bradlaugh?
Bradlaugh.
Good night, then.
Roddy! Roddy, I'll walk with you.
How very civil of you.
Not just civil, old man. There are still things to discuss, wouldn't you say?
Sit down, love, sit down. I've just come from having a word with the coroner. He wants to get this Gwill business cleared up, you know. Mr. Amblesby is, after all, rather old for adjournments. Well, you can't always remember what he's adjourned, or why. A perfectly sound old fellow, of course.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, yes, indeed. Sit down, love, please.
I think, sir, that at long last I'm beginning to see some daylight in this affair.
Oh, yes, but what hard evidence have you got? It all sounds to me, if you don't mind my saying so, just a fraction theoretical.
This afternoon I had words with Mr. Partridge Smith, Gwill's bank manager.
Oh, did you indeed? What a splendid fellow. He's branch secretary of the Canine Defence League, you know, and an absolute magician with a number 8 iron. I remember on one occasion, the Captain's Cup, I think it was. No, it... Oh, sorry, old chappie. Go on, go on.
Well, it appears, sir, that Gwill was about to inherit £34,000, the bulk of the late Councillor Caribet's estate.
The bulk of it? But what about the widow? Surely she contested the thing?
Apparently not.
How very strange.
Stranger still, sir. The will wasn't read until 6 months after Caribet's death. It couldn't be found. Apparently someone in Gloss's office mislaid it.
Mislaid.
And finally, sir, Gwill's accounts showed that large sums of money had been deposited at regular periods. Large sums of cash, which means that the source can't be traced. So you see, sir...
All I ask, Purbright, is that you keep a charitable view of these people. Until the worst is known, of course, I don't believe in sentiment where criminals are concerned. But background counts a great deal with me, and chaps don't generally go off the rails overnight after years and years of being useful and respectable citizens.
Sometimes people are off the rails all their lives, sir, but keep the fact to themselves.
Be that as it may,
Excuse me, sir.
I still admit it. That's all right, go ahead, don't mind me.
It's Mally. He says Gloss is dead. Someone took a stab at him on his way home.
Well, at least that shortens the list, sir.
I tell you, I didn't even see him. There was just a dark shape right under our noses, and then Gloss seemed to lift. He gave a sort of squeak, that's all, and he went down. Just outside the gate, plonk. I knelt down to see what was wrong, aye.
What you're saying is that his assailant made no sound whatsoever. Said nothing.
Nothing.
Not a word to either of you.
He didn't ask to be introduced, if that's what you mean.
What I mean, Doctor, is that it seems very odd to me that a murder can be committed in a residential area in Flaxborough with the technique, so it seems, of an Oriental assassin. How do you account for the blood on your clothing?
See if you can turn a man over with a heart wound and stay clean.
I suppose it's no use asking you if you've seen this before.
No use whatsoever.
So, Gloss was at your surgery this evening, eh?
It came about 9, I should guess.
A professional call?
From what aspect, may I ask? Medical or legal?
Neither.
No.
So what object did Mr. Gloss have in coming to see you, Doctor?
His objects were, I suppose, exercise, liquor and conversation. In that order, he achieved all 3, in moderation.
And you accompanied him home?
I did.
May I ask why?
With the same 3 objectives in mind, though perhaps in a different order.
Well, by the way, Doctor, did you have a busy surgery this evening?
My surgery is always busy. Disease is like crime, Inspector. There's a constant concentration of it in society everywhere.
Both respond to treatment, though, eh?
Aye, to a strictly limited degree.
Yet perseverance is still worthwhile. Is that why you have those special clinical facilities at your house, Doctor?
Is that point, germane? Aye, germane to your inquiries, Inspector. Tell me that, will you?
You were, I believe, acquainted with the late Mr. Gwill.
I was.
And the late Mr. Caribet.
I've been acquainted in my time with many citizens now deceased. As a doctor, I doubt if I'm unique in that respect.
I don't suppose you are. Your special knowledge, however, might help us to dispose of 1 or 2 coincidences that have cropped up. You attended Mr. Caribet, we may as well deal with him in chronological order, and made out a death certificate in respect of pneumonia and heart failure. That is so, isn't it?
To the best of my recollection.
And looking back now, you see no reason to go back on the accuracy of your findings?
None whatsoever. Why should I?
What is your opinion about the death of Mr. Gwill?
I have no knowledge of that. I'm sure your own police surgeon could give you more help than I can.
I wouldn't say that, Doctor. After all, you were with Mr. Gwill just before he died.
I suppose you're indebted posthumously to Gloss for that information.
I also understand from Mr. Gloss that Mr. Bradlaugh was with you that night, and that the 3 of you came out of the house together. That is so, isn't it?
Of course.
Mr. Bradlaugh was there.
Oh, Gloss said so, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
Nonsense, man, you're blethering.
I don't think we need take up any more of your valuable time, Doctor. I'd go home if I were you and get that cleaned up.
What's this then, Rupert?
Where's that girl of yours?
In bed watching the telly. What is it? You're bleeding.
Aye. And Gloss, my friend, is stone cold dead.
No one's going to tell me he couldn't see who attacked them, if they were attacked. There's a street light directly across the road, and whoever stabbed Gloss would have got his sleeve pretty damn wet.
Where's Hilliard do?
That's what I mean. The bloke's a villain, it stands out a mile. I'll bet you anything you like he did Gloss and Gwill.
You know, Sid, the death we should have looked at more closely was the one that passed off nicely with a respectable certificate, a quiet funeral, and no questions asked.
Caribet, you mean?
Of course, Caribet's. We were just about closing in on those dodgy dealings of his when he upped and died on us.
We can't say for certain, though, can we?
Well, not for certain, no. But it would help to explain Caribet's relationship with Hilliard. The fact that Hilliard was a doctor was a good cover.
The antiques?
No, the antiques is something else again. Another Caribet legacy, I fancy.
So, when are you going to arrest him?
What, Hilliard? What do you suppose we charge him with, eh?
What, as well as doing gloss?
Well, I will charge him, as soon as I've had a chat with another witness tomorrow. How do you fancy living on immoral earnings?
Hilliard?
You will have realised by now, Sid, that the antiques lark, the clinic, call it what you may.
A knocking shop!
I rather fancy the clientele would prefer it to be called a love nest.
Well, what are we going to do? What we shall do, my tubby little meat packer, is go and redress an ancient wrong. The time is past for pretense. That's too dangerous now. We need to make the legend a reality, or God knows when we'll sleep again.
I've got a certain position in life. I don't need to be brought down.
No, I'm sure you don't. This is Mrs. Shooter.
Ah, good morning.
Good morning.
Do sit down. Mrs. Shooter?
You know, the lady the lady in the, wearing the, you know, the what's it with a thingy. Last night.
Oh, very good, Sidney, yes. Very well put.
Thank you.
Yes. Succinct, very nice.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just an innocent member of the public.
You explain the nature of our...
Oh, yes, indeed. Straight to the point.
Like a tornado he was. 8 o'clock in the morning and he's at the door. A human tornado.
Well then, Mrs. Shooter, we can take it that you were at Dr. Hilliard's surgery last night, hmm?
He happens to be my doctor.
You having special treatment there? Hmm?
Me?
One of the cubicles upstairs?
Now, look here. You have no right whatsoever to interfere in a doctor-patient relationship. There.
I wouldn't dream of it, madam.
Oh, now, look, I don't have to answer these damn silly questions.
What do they call you these days, Mrs. Shooter? Janet, is it, or Jane?
Might be. What's it to you?
Jane?
Well, how would you spell it? With an X?
Japanese, antique, Newell, ebony.
And how's Chloe these days, and Sal,
Carved hardwood letterbox, Old English.
Yes, Sidney, thank you. I think the lady takes the point. Well?
Come on, me duck. I don't suppose you're making a fortune. It'll be the others, won't it? We won't hang anything on you personally, so long as you play the game with us.
Oh, you'll have your work cut out. I know the law.
All we want to know are the names of the people running it.
One thing's for definite. You're going to have to change your doctor.
Well, who the hell tipped you off? That's what I'd like to know. I mean, we never ever used the front door. Me and the girls, I mean. And there was never any names mentioned. Not ever.
You were unlucky.
I should think I was. Oh, I'm very upset about this, you know.
Yes, I'm sure you are. Let's start at the beginning, shall we?
Well, it was about 3 or 4 years ago, I suppose. One afternoon, this fella walks in and he says to me, wouldn't I like a nice, decent, regular job instead of what I was doing? And how he could fix it for me, because he was on the council. And now it wasn't my fault, but just the environmental conditions that I'd been subjected to. Oh, I must have been green. But how he could gab. Well, you'd know, wouldn't you?
Who are we talking about, Mrs. Shooter?
Him. The chairman of the watch committee. Well, that's got to be a laugh, hasn't it? Councillor, God Almighty, Harold Caribet.
As you know, sir, a town like this has very little open prostitution. Members of a small community daren't risk their reputations. What little there was in the harbour area was cleaned up after all that agitation by the council and the local paper, and mainly at Caribet's own instigation.
Yes, and the damn nuisance he made of himself, too. Oddly enough, you know, the wife tumbled to him straight away.
Really, sir?
Oh, rather, yes. Many of the times she told me about his hot little eyes. That's what she called them. All over the women on that moral welfare committee that he started.
What he'd seen, of course, was an opportunity for reorganising the declining and amateurish vice trade on a novel and very profitable basis. He used the spurious moral welfare approach to recruit a dozen or so of the more presentable women and promised them a regular living with good-class clients. All the ladies had to do was to turn up at the surgery, go straight upstairs to the small cubicles where the actual assignations were made.
How abominable.
I take it you don't wish me to elaborate on that particular aspect, sir?
No, certainly not.
Actually, you know, sir, it's often the trimmings, you know, the peephole and password, that sort of thing, that are half the attraction for middle-aged men who dabble, as it were.
Yes, well, I'll take your word for that, Perb, right?
Anyway, this was where Gwill was invaluable. The box reply system on his newspaper may seem absurd to us. After all, arrangements could easily have been made by phone or by a reliable go-between, but that wouldn't have been nearly as exciting.
You know, Perb, right, you really are far too sophisticated to be a policeman. Never mind. Go ahead.
The managing genius, as it were, was Caribet, until March, that is. Gwill was the public relations expert. Bradlaugh won his directorship with an astute piece of construction work. Hilliard was the all-important provider of accommodation and camouflage, and Mrs. Caribet took care of the secretarial side.
And what about the solicitor, Gloss?
I think he knew what was going on, sir, though I very much doubt if he was an active partner. There wasn't really very much he could do to help, unless one imagines one of the ladies suing the firm for breach of contract.
Then why do you suppose he was murdered? Unless, of course, he intended to give the whole show away.
I don't know, sir. I'm sure that Gloss was murdered for the same reason as Gwill, and by the same person.
Hilliard?
I think that the knife that killed Gloss was also intended for Hilliard.
Well, that only leaves Bradlaugh and Mrs. Caribet.
On the face of it, yes, sir.
In the meantime, you'll arrest Hilliard for this other business.
Yes, sir, I have the warrant.
He's up there. No one's seen him since last night.
Damn.
That's what they say. Well, surgery started half an hour ago.
Ah. John Barnaby. Local man? With a beard? Yes, I bet he does. No, I'll deal with it this end. Yes. You've been a great help, Inspector, thank you. Yes. Well, what about Bradlaugh?
You'll love this. He's gone as well. His housekeeper, or whatever she is, reckons he must have gone out early. She didn't say where, and he took the van.
Was Hilliard there, did she know?
No, she didn't hear anyone.
You better tell them to keep a lookout for Bradlaugh's wagon.
Reckon they've tracked the scarp, eh? Sounds pretty daft if they have. Bill, Bradlaugh's on the move. Keep a lookout for his back van, will
She
you?
stayed at that hotel, you know, Mrs. Caribet, once or twice a month since last March.
On her own?
No, she books in on her own. But they reckon she pushes off in the evening and doesn't return until breakfast.
It's you.
Yes, my dear, it's me.
Yeah, well, I'm not cooking breakfast, if that's what you're thinking. I mean, you can't disappear all day and demand a meal as if you own the place.
As it happens, I don't want a meal. I want to have a word with you.
Oh, yeah?
I have a proposition.
Oh, not another one.
I have a favour to ask for a friend of mine.
I don't do favours.
It would involve considerable remuneration.
Financial remuneration?
Enough to pay for that little holiday abroad you yearn for. And a bit of pocket money besides.
Oh, what sort of a favour?
Anything you say may be taken down in writing and given in evidence. Have you anything to say?
No.
You wouldn't care to tell me where you disappeared to yesterday, would you?
I'll tell you this much, Inspector. There's no smoke without fire, I'm delighted to say. Lead on, Macduff.
We're looking for Bradlaugh.
Oh, dear.
Well, where is he?
Down at the Creme. I thought you said yesterday you didn't have anything on till the end of the week.
I did. I've never known things so slack in good felling weather like this. I mean, even this one was only staying here, temporary.
That applies to all of us, doesn't it?
I mean, he was a visitor. Eileen's uncle.
The housekeeper's?
He's been staying here about a month, apparently. That's the first she told me of it, though. Anyway, he ups and dies last night.
Fancy him a bit quick, aren't they?
Cremating? Oh, the boss was worried about Eileen. He said grief like hers would take the nature out of her and ought to be got over quick.
Who made out the death certificate?
Well, what's his name? Iliad.
What was the man's name?
Well, bucket if I know.
Oh, didn't she tell you?
No.
Are you saying you didn't have a name for him?
I had a name for him. Fuzzy Chops, I called him.
You what?
Well, he had a beard, didn't he?
For as much as it hath pleased Almighty God of his great mercy, to take unto himself the soul of our dear brother here departed, we therefore commit his body to be consumed by fire, in sure and certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life. His glorious body, according to the mighty working, whereby he is able to subdue all things to himself.
Excuse me, sir. I'm a police officer. I have reason to believe that it's not possible for you to bring that coffin back, is it, sir?
Really, your suggestion is infamous. You must leave this place immediately.
Look, I do realise that this must seem terribly improper to you, sir, but it's most important in the interests of justice that the gentleman in that coffin be held for examination.
And what do you propose to ask him?
The man's dead, sir.
So I'd presumed.
The coroner has authorised a post-mortem, sir. That, of course, would be impossible if this cremation be allowed to proceed. You do understand the position, sir?
Bit of a stunner, this, isn't it?
Yes, but,
Oh, don't panic. These things aren't quite so immediate as people imagine. Various preliminaries, you'll understand. I'll pop down in half and take and make sure. As long as all this is quite in order.
Oh, perfectly, yes, absolutely.
Well, in that case, I'll just pop down for a word with Pluto.
Before you do, would you tell me under what name the funeral has been conducted?
The deceased, you mean?
Yes.
Well, I didn't know him personally, you'll understand. He's the uncle of the young lady there, Mr. Bradlaw's housekeeper. Mr. John Barnaby.
You can have your solicitor here if you want to.
He's been here already.
What? Oh, Glass, yes.
You know about the sideline we were running? Well, we all had a lot to lose. Except maybe that Caribet woman. If he was capable of doing anything stupid just for the spite of it. She hated Iliad and Gwill, you know.
Gwill? You sure?
Oh, yes, all that stuff about them being keen on each other was just to put you off.
Put us off what?
Well, the point is she was in it with the rest of us. As a matter of fact, it was her old man started it before he died. Well, everything was going nicely. And then she takes up with a certain bright character in that village of hers over in Shropshire. Starts going back there for weekends and... well, that's what she found for herself.
Barnaby was her lover?
Oh, lover, father, bloody confessor. She told him everything, you know. Names, the lot.
How do you know?
How did we know? We knew all right when we started getting letters from the blackmailing bastard.
I couldn't have pleased you.
Not so you'd notice. Oh, we tried to buy him off, but soon he was bleeding the whole thing white. Well, you can see how we were fixed. Him sucking us dry from all that distance away. I mean, poor old Will, he couldn't stand it. Well, that's why he did away with himself. He was driven to it.
Was Glass driven to it as well?
Roddy was murdered.
By whom?
By that devil, of course. In cold blood. That's the sort he was. Hey, has Iliad said anything at all?
Nothing at all.
Oh, of course, he's a sick man, you understand that. I mean, I could do nothing with him once he started. It was when Gloss was killed, he sort of made up his mind. I mean, up to then, we never even seen Barnaby. Anyway, we found him. I mean, I thought the idea was just to frighten him, you know. But then Iliad put some stuff in that drink of his, and then I realised he meant to kill him. Meant to poison him, you know. I wouldn't have killed him.
How did you know it was the right man? I thought you'd never seen him before.
Well, Iliad had seen him. You don't forget someone who's trying to stick a knife in your belly, do you?
And I suppose it was Hilliard who persuaded you to bring the body back here to dispose of it.
Oh, yes.
How very fortunate that you remembered to take your wagon. Eh, Jonas?
Having a little party, Inspector.
I took the liberty of asking you to come here, Mrs. Caribet, to help me with a formal identification. These things are very disturbing, but I promise you there's nothing revolting or frightening.
Harold. Oh, my God, Harold.
Why, I wonder if this is John Barnaby, does Mrs. Caribet call him Harold?
So the late Harold Caribet was rather later than we thought.
He must have fancied his position to be very strong indeed, sir. By feigning death, just as we were closing in, he avoided certain ruin and a likely spell of imprisonment.
Easy done.
Oh, thank you, sir. All the firm's books and the other incriminating trifles were all buried in the coffin. And his wife went on supplying him with the proceeds from the one branch of his enterprise that still continued to flourish.
And he could rely on her keeping an eye on his partners and also conducting a rearguard campaign against the inquisitive police while she wore black for the man with whom she was spending every weekend in Shropshire.
Then something happened that he hadn't bargained for. The will. Never mind that it was a forgery. Caribet's widow could do nothing. Caribet himself could hardly contest it. So Gwill cleans him out, having doubtless agreed to split with the others later on.
It's a damnably unethical business, Pirbright. Professional men, too. Damnably unethical.
And far more dangerous than they'd imagined. Caribet was an extremely resourceful and unforgiving man. He also had the additional advantage of being officially non-existent. He told Gwill to hold a meeting that night. According to Bradlaugh's statement, he wanted a friendly settlement to include getting him out of the country. So he lures them out of the house, and goodbye Gwill. The others realize how bad it would look for them, panic, and put the body in the field. Unfortunately, neither we nor Caribet were satisfied, so Gwill wasn't the only one to die.
Ah, tea.
There.
No, stay there, my dear, stay there.
Oh, thank you. Why, I hope you've not been sitting in a draught, Inspector.
Oh, no, ma'am, no.
It's very cold outside.
Yes, yes, it is. What a nice table.
Oh, do you think so?
Yes, yes, I do.
Well, as a matter of fact, we're not all that fond of it ourselves. Polishing brass isn't my idea of pleasure. So Mr. Chubb has been looking for a replacement. There was one he went to see the other week, wasn't there, dear? But he left it too late and it had gone.
Thank you.
It sounded awfully attractive in the advertisement. Japanese ebony or something, I think it was. Do you remember, Harcourt?
Oh, I'm sorry, my dear. It's gone clean out of my head.